Welcome back to the Fortress of Sawdust. Now hey, last week we took a trip to our local sawmill, and I thought this week's video I'd take you for a quick look around the place, and then when we come back I'll show you what we bought. So, Dixons Cabinet Makers and Sawmill. It's owned by Paul and Laura. You can find it in Tower Law, that's on the edge of Weardale. Now I know them because they're friends with my son and daughter-in-law. Strangely, my son forgot to mention that he had friends that owned a sawmill, and it took us a while to find out. Anyway, Paul has his mill set up outside, and it's surrounded by lots of lovely lumber. Now sadly you won't see Paul or Laura in this video, as Laura wasn't about on the day, and Paul had to go pick up his buddy as they had a big job in the afternoon. As we continue inside to the main part of the building, we see more lumber and it's all stickered up ready to go. In this area, Paul has his sander, his servicer and his crosscut saw. Next, we have Paul's workshop. Now Paul is a master craftsman and he makes lots of amazing things, like those mirrors. You'll see more of his work as we go around the corner to Slab City. Here we go. Now Paul says he doesn't have tons of stuff in at the moment, as someone bought a load of lumber a few days ago. I always look for pippa yoke when I'm here, but the dude bought what Paul had. So we have oak, we have sycamore, cherry, maple, elm, yew and tons more. Now as you see, Paul makes some amazing things, and this is just a small selection. He also has some large tables, but they're all covered up on the mezzanine. Now if you're after something special, have a word with Paul and you'll see what he can do for you. I'll link their website in the description. We also have some burl turning blanks, Mike. If you're in the northeast and looking for lumber, why not pop in and find something spectacular. Cool place, eh? Let's have a look and see what we bought. First, and probably most impressive, is this. This is a great big piece of oak. Now, this was chosen by my wife, and she thought it would make a cracking bench for the garden. So live edge bench, obviously take the bark off, clean everything down, get it all protected, get some legs made, and yeah, it would make a lovely bench for the garden. So that's something else I have to make, and it's not going to make me any money because it's for us. And our measurements are for this are 57.5 inches. You can shout at the screen if you want, but I'm going to continue using Imperial. And it is about 2 3/4 inches thick. And it's got a little bit of a twist on it, but we'll sort that out. And yeah, that's going to make a lovely bench. And the next thing we bought was this lovely piece of ash. And this is going to make picture frames for our ocean effect resin things that we made the other day. So we're going to make some frames from this. It's also going to make some stringing for our cheese boards, and that is something that we are going to do as soon as we finish with this video. We're going to start on this piece. Next thing we have is this lovely piece of ancient cherry, and this truly is ancient. While I was there, Paul, who owns Dixons, he had his friend coming around to help him with the job, and his friend Steve, this tree used to be in his garden, and when it died they took it down, and Steve was talking to me and he said it was about 300-year-old, this cherry tree, so which is extremely unusual for a cherry tree to last that long. But this is spectacular, and if you look at the bark, it is delightful. And I think we are going to do a Jim Sprague and try to make a turning from that. It's going to go into some resin, and I think that will look absolutely spectacular. The slab itself is just over 5 foot long, or it is now, because I had to cut it to get it in the car. But I do have the other end of it, which is a bit rotten, but we'll find a use for it. So it's 5 foot long, and it's about 1.25 inches thick. And this is going to be made into some cheese boards, or a little part of it will be made into cheese boards. It's far too nice to cut too much of it up. But yeah, very happy with that one. This is the other part of the cherry slab. As you see, it is pretty rotten, but I'm sure we can find something to do with that. There are parts of it that are fine. We also got a little piece of sycamore, which I'm not sure what to do with, but I do like it, and it will come in very useful for something. Next on the list we have a piece of oak. Now, as you know, I do like my oak, so this one is 40 inches by about 1.25 inches, and obviously this one is going to be cheese boards, but we're going to mix it up because we've got the cherry and the oak, and we're going to use some of the maple as stringing like this, and we're going to make some of those. What's next on the list, Andy? Well, there's this. This is a piece of maple, probably hard maple by the look of it, and like I said, this is going to be stringing into some cheese boards. Now, maple isn't really a wood I use that often, to be honest with you, because it's just a little too pale for my liking. It doesn't really have an awful lot of character. But if you have dark woods like oak and walnut and cherry and things like that, and you want to just give it a bit of zhuzh, then use a bit of maple to use as stringing, and it'll bring all those dark woods to life. So there we go, several pieces of wood, and we will make some wonderful things of them, so watch this space. So there you go, guys. Hope you found that video interesting. Next week we won't be here, unfortunately, because we will be at our 3-day event at Bransford Castle, but we will be back the week after, and we'll have a very interesting project then. So until then, see you later.